Well, hello and welcome to IRL F2 round 16 around the streets of Azerbaijan, and I am Sondre Sorhaug. I'm joined by Lewis Marshall.
Hello everybody.
And Baku. What a race we're in for then, I guess.
It's going to be a long and tough race.
Definitely. And
I need to turn the audio down.
who is the first one on track?
It
Could be Callum. It's someone else. I think
it's Nino.
I think it's Nino. So let's go on board with him then. Nino Romanello had a great second part of the season. He struggled, well, massively in the start of the season. But, I mean, of course, he kind of put himself out of the championship fight by, well, with all those DNFs and bad races in the beginning, but yeah, bottles, easy way to say it. But he's still showing that he has the pace in the second part of the season. Maybe a contender for the next season.
If you remember back to China, he dominated that race.
Probably the most dominant victory in F2 this season, as it's been a lot of close ones.
He's been close with like Jared, Paco, Lee's been up there, Storm. You can say Marcel's been up there.
Oh, Marcel's definitely been up there. Been one of the two best qualifiers, I think, but he struggled with being on wrong strategies. As we can see that Nina goes into castle, doesn't touch the wall, but it does have traffic though.
I think he's backed off. Yeah, he's backed off.
Yeah.
He's got a car behind him, needs to be careful. I think that was off Marcel.
Well, I mean, interesting to see though, but like Nino, Lee on soft tires, the Renaults on ultra, well,
that's interesting though.
One of the Renaults.
Jared's on the softs, and there's a yellow flag. That's a one. I think now just someone left me from a bike. And Paco's getting a lovely toe. No, sorry, Jared's getting a lovely toe by Paco Suarez. A 40.9 on the soft tyres. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if that's quick or not.
Well, I'm not that familiar with the kind of laps you're setting on soft tires, so can't really say.
James Sands, that's a good lap. Only 3/10 off. Championship leader.
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, as probably a lot of people can see there, there's a few Nexus. Oh, as Lee goes a lot faster. And Lee, as we mentioned, Nino has really been one of the drivers standing out in the second part of the season. He's really gotten it together. And well, I mean, as you can see here, over 1.5 seconds quicker than Jared on the same tires.
Yeah.
And a 39.3.
Yeah, Jared a bit.
I don't know. I think 39.3 is pretty good. As we see that, Jonathan Carton is in the last sector now. One of the new drivers. He's a reserve for the moment in the McLaren team today.
Yeah, a
Canadian, so if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's our first Canadian in this league.
I believe so, yeah. And they've got a few Americans.
Yeah, we do have a few Americans, but not that many Canadians, I think. As Aaron is tapping into the stream. Not really the best lap by Jonathan though.
And Marcel, look, only 3 tenths off Lee Kelly on soft tyres. Then Storm, only a 10th off Marcel as well. And then James Sands, a 10th off Storm.
And Nino is on a new lap. He does not look like he has traffic this time, and...
Oh, there is a Ferrari off.
Ooh, and... Next is Alaska, who retired. That is Harry Cooper for all the viewers. Also a new reserve driver today. Tim, hashtag Tim for win, I see in the chat.
Tim for the win.
Tim also been one of the drivers he's shown pace at certain points, but he's also struggled.
Yeah.
As we see Nino in the last sector, he's still going for it. I thought he might have invalidated at some point there, but just a few more corners. As it taps the wall there, I don't believe he has any wing damage. Last real corner, he's low on fuel. Going through that fast as no problems. Can he challenge his teammate though?
I'm not sure. Looks quite close to be fair.
It does, and it is quite close. Only a bit under 1.5 tenths behind his teammate, so the Williams drivers looking strong today.
Can I just point out as well, look how close it is to the top.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and James done a good lap on the soft tires too.
Yeah, it looks like James enjoys this track. As you do, as I know.
Oh, you know I enjoy this track, but I always manage to find a way of crashing around this track too, so...
Yeah.
Shall we see... Lance is not on a lap. Or he might have...
I think he just finished one.
Yeah, it might be. Lee will be starting a lap in just a few seconds. Well, a bit more than a few seconds, but...
I'm not sure who that was.
Lee Kelly out on... I believe he's out on the same soft tires.
Yeah, I think you only get 1 set of softs for the qualifying session.
That is interesting.
It's interesting to see the top 6 all on soft tyres. So obviously that's an easy one-stop softs to supers.
Oh yeah, and as we watch Lee going into the second corner, clipping the curb a bit, you can't clip it much more without hitting the wall, so...
Using all the track.
Yeah, well, I mean, even though it's a tight street track, you need to exploit everything to be able to get more speed through the corners and, well, in the end, get that pole position. Oh, and Lee is the first one to crash in Castle, I believe, in quali though. This means that he better hope that lap is good enough, as we see that Adrian Storm is out on starting a lap now. The Mercedes driver also been one of the quickest drivers through the season, but struggled a lot. Not really gotten it together a lot of times.
Callum Anderson almost been in it at the Castle section as well.
It's going to be a difficult place for everyone, I believe.
Yeah, in F1 and F2.
And you know, this is why it's so crucial with a good quality position around here. If you don't get one and there is a crash on turn 1, no, in Castle on lap 1 I mean, then...
With ghosting up as well, imagine the leaders crashing.
Yeah, and it could happen, so... It's crucial to get to do a good quali. As we see that Storm has just gotten through Castle. Coming up to the next sector now.
Takes that very carefully.
He's using that outside curb in this corner. The Raikkonen corner.
Yeah. The Raikkonen bottle corner.
Oh, and we have yellow flags in sector 1. I'm not gonna be looking at that right now, as we do have Storm coming up to the line.
It's weaving.
And it will... And he has aborted it, so...
Look, James Sands is that start of that.
Guess we can have a look at James then. I don't think he's starting a lap because he's in... Alright, he's starting a lap.
I think turn 1 on this track is a killer. You either get it perfect or you do awful around it.
Quite funny to see Jay saying in the chat that he's not looking forward to this track tomorrow, and like, I know that Jay usually looks forward to every race, so big tank slapper from James there. That just tells you how crucial it is to get everything right on this track.
Yeah. It's just like Monaco, but wider, pretty much. You need full concentration.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like Monaco, just faster and with actual overtake opportunities.
Yeah. I hate Monaco personally. It's not.
Oh, you and me both.
It's not a track. It's just a street.
To be fair though, I don't really just blame the track. I blame the cars too. They're just not suited for Monaco. They're way too long and too wide, and yeah. But now we have James has definitely aborted as he's in 0 ERS.
Oh, Jared! It's Castle.
Ooh, and that is the championship leader who's gonna have a bad starting position.
It looks like it just turned in a bit too early.
Suarez, I believe he is starting a lap, or going to start a lap.
I think Paco was going to give Jared slipstream down the main straight, but Jared spinned it at the Castle.
And Tim, I believe, is on the lap. Oh, that back end of Tim, the Bottleberry coming from Aaron. Oh, as Tim is out of the quali.
We've had 4 crashes in qualifying.
Paco went into the pit, and we have literally no one out on the lap right now.
Oh, Explosions Tim spun where Grosjean spun in real life when he blamed Ericsson.
Well, you don't know, maybe it was Ericsson this time too?
Yeah, it would have been Ericsson, yeah. it was a flat out straight, and he just spun.
And I believe Chris Ryan will be the first one to start his last lap, or second to last lap, depending on how much fuel he has.
Are you watching, sorry? I'm on board with Storm right now, who's on a lap in his Mercedes. He's coming up to the castle section now. Does he do a Jared? Nope, he takes it much better than Jared. Are you still here, Sondre?
I am still here, but as you know, coming just from work. I'm I'm kinda in the middle of my dinner too.
Of course, I'm not even surprised.
I'm trying to keep my focus on the race too, but you know, being up early, working all day, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Just gonna say it like that.
You're getting hungry.
Exactly.
Let's see what Agent Storm can do.
Chris coming into the castle section now. Clean as Storm has gone for pole.
I don't know why, I thought Storm was on softs. I was going to say, a low 38. That's a great lap. Notice I was on supers.
Well, low 38 is probably a good lap on the supers.
Yeah, so we've got Marcel finishing his lap in the Sauber. It's going to be an 8-minute 30 on my screen. It's a 1:39.6.
Chris Ryan, however, coming up to the line on super soft tires. Ooh, looked like he almost lost it out of the fast left-right corners. As he's coming up to the line, and it's a 1:39.4 and third for Chris so far.
I'm sure he's very happy about that, to be fair.
He will definitely be. Who will be the next one?
Paco started a lap on super soft tires.
Well, we have Nino in the second sector coming up to Castle. Oh, looked like he was braking a little too much into Castle there.
Yeah.
Oh, and that might have been an invalidation. But it's still going, so...
I think this track's quite lenient on time penalties and...
As Tyler Thomas goes second with a 1:39.1 on Ultras.
What's in P2.
And we have yellows in every sector.
And that's pushing Jared down to P8. So, big challenge for championship leader. That's P9 now.
Billy goes second as we have Nino coming to the line, and it's a 1:39.4. And it's a slight improvement of his previous lap, so it's not the best lap by him there.
I think Habs in the McLaren is the next car to come across the line.
He most definitely is. So, and that is, and that was close for the Renault. Paco, I don't know what force in that was.
I think that was Callum Anderson. Because Billy just finished his lap.
Oh yeah, it was. Well, it could have been Billy's ghost. Nah, he just finished. But Paco, nonetheless, goes pole with a 38.1. I believe Jeremy Pope has retired and will not be the last car to set a lap.
Yeah,
interestingly enough, Charlie Sampson didn't get to set one lap, and he didn't retire either. So
yeah.
So we're looking at Paco on pole, Storm in second, and Marcel in third. Storm, however, is on Ultras.
I'm sure
no, was he on Ultras on his lap? No, he is on Supers. So the top three guys are on Supers. Then you have Billy and Tyler on Ultras. Lee in sixth on soft tires. That will be interesting.
Then you've got Jared in P10, also on soft tires.
Yeah, but then again, that's a dangerous position to be in on this first lap. When they come into Castle, he kind of have to hope that nobody ahead of him does a mistake.
Oh, and I've just on my boy Paco's car, and he just crashed into a Sauber.
The ghosting cars are so brilliant, aren't they? Always crashing into cars. And
I just want to point out, Jonathan Carton sends a clip of Callum's car, I'm sure that'll be a penalty for Callum because he retired on track and it ruined Jonathan's lap.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that later. For now, we're gonna get the standings up, and we see that it's Paco Zares ahead of Storm, then Marcel Holler, Billy Mossum, Tyler Thomas, Lee Kelly, James Sands, Chris Ryan, Nino Romanello, and Jared Fosbury. Outside of the top 10, you have Jonathan Carton, Callum Anderson, Jeremy Pope, Shane Callard, Lance LeBrun, Harry Cooper, Charlie Sampson, and Team Bruce Dailies. And
we've got
what do you think about the guys outside of the top 10? Which tire are they gonna go for? Ultra, super, or soft?
Personally, I was going to softs. Stretch them long and be quick at the end. But
then again, you gotta think about the possibility of a safety car here, because this is one of the cars with a bigger possibility of it. And if you start on soft, then you can be kind of screwed.
And Callum says in the chat he crashed out, so he didn't retire on track. So that's interesting. And Jay asks us, how many finishes do you predict for this race?
Alright, me first or you?
You can go first.
Alright, so it's 18 drivers. You have the castle section, the fast left to right on the end. You know what, I'm gonna go with 8. I think 10 people will crash out.
I'm thinking 11 will finish. Yeah, I think 11 people will finish today. And what's the top 3 predictions?
Top 3 prediction, I'm gonna go Suarez. You know, I'm gonna be really boring with this one, but I'm gonna go Suarez, Storm, Marcel. The starting top 3.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh no, wait. Ah shit, we have Lee down in 6th. Now I'm gonna go with those 3. All of them have a good starting position. So I think...
I'm gonna say Paco, Lee, and James Sands.
Different.
Alder prediction.
Well, as for the drivers outside of the top 10, none of them are starting on soft tires, Lewis. So I guess maybe they're thinking the same way as me. I can see that all of them are starting on supers, except for Lance LeBrun. He's starting on the ultras.
Yeah.
Could be interesting to see how the race goes for Lee and Jared if they don't end up in anything on the first few laps.
Yeah, Jared has to be careful at the race because them soft tyres will be much slower than the super softs off the line.
New question from Jay. How many safety cars?
Oh, no, that's a real question. As it is,
you know what, I'm going with 3. I want to see 3 safety cars.
I'm going to be boring this race. I'm going to say there'll be no safety cars because safety cars isn't a thing on this game.
Believe me, I raced a few times around Baku, and every time I raced around there, it has always been a safety car.
Yeah. As you see, Paco Suarez leading the field to start finish straight. So, what do you think's going through Paco's mind as he parks up his car in first position?
I can tell you, I know exactly what's going through Paco's mind right now. I'm in the championship again. Because with Jared down in 10th and himself starting on 1st, and he kind of wrote that championship off for a small while when he was so long behind, but now 30 points and such a good position towards his teammate. As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away they go.
Great start for Storm.
It looks like a good start by all the top 3 runners actually, and
there's a Ferrari around.
Oh, and there is a big crash at the first corner.
It looks like Tim just hit Kamikaze. Not Kamikaze, sorry. Chris Ryan. Game 1.
Could be. As we see the top 3 cars all right behind each other. Storm, you gotta be careful. You need that front wing through her. To be honest, you can actually go around this track with a yellow front wing, but any more than that and you're screwed.
Yeah.
I can see that Nino seems to have had a good start, moved up 2 positions. Billy, however, has lost 2 positions. Lee has gained 1, so the Williams are on it.
I think Callum Anderson just hit abs into the wall. And I think there's a crash up.
Oh, I think there is.
It's Nexus Billy. Awesome. Oh, and what is going on?
And that is the first retirement of the race. Not the greatest debut for Jonathan. As we see that, look at this, Lewis. Marcel has a great run on Storm. He's just below 4/10 behind Storm going into the first corner. He's getting closer. Storm is getting a little slipstream from Paco. Can it go down the inside? He doesn't do it this time.
And Chris Ryan's out.
Oh, and Chris is out. That is the second. And Kamikaze, so that's the third.
I just want to say, Jonathan Carson's retirement, I think he got took out with those 4 cars, like, all made contact. And it looked really sketchy on the drivers.
Well, I mean, if he got took out, we'll probably hear about it after.
As the top 3 are pulling away from Lee Kelly. But don't forget, Lee Kelly is on them soft tyres. So he'll be, oh my god, that's a corner cut if you've never seen one on Lee Kelly.
Well, shall we see who is the cars closest to each other for now? I think we're gonna stick with these top 3 runners. Oh no, look at this. Nino is right behind Tyler Thomas.
I'm watching the battle between Gareth Osprey, championship leader, and James Sands.
Well, if you can keep an eye on that, that would be great. You know, I can't watch every one of them, so... But Nino, though, just 4/10 behind Tyler Thomas before they go on to into the fast left right-hander. He's sticking close behind. I'm telling you, I've been close to cars in this corner before, but it hasn't always went well. But it did for Nino, and he had a good run. He's getting slipstream off Tyler. He will be going for it down to turn 1. Tyler is going defensive, taking the inside line. Nino tries to go around the outside. Tyler is still there. And Tyler defends well and still has 5th position. Marcel, however, he's lost out a little bit. He's over a second behind Storm now. As we can see that Nino is going... Oh, and Lee is out.
So is Callum Anderson.
And so we're 5 drivers down already.
And Jeremy Pope's now gone. You're dropping out like flies.
Well, that is 6 drivers out.
And
Suarez. And where has he done it? He's done it on top of Castle. And look at Nino.
Oh my god.
Nino got around him. Nino is then up to 3rd position. Storm in his best position to get his first race win. However, Marcel has catched up and is within the DRS range.
I think.
And Tyler Thomas is out. How can we have 8 drivers out and no safety car yet?
I'm not Pape. I'm getting the 2 Renault drivers mixed up. Everything's just happening at once. So I think Jav right now is just thinking, finish the race, get good points, and that'll just help the championship.
I'll tell you, that's exactly what he's thinking. He's just thinking about finishing this race now, because a top 3 finish could probably just seal him the title, considering the gap was 30 points. If he gets 4th, it's gonna be 42, and that's gonna be a hard gap to catch. But look at this though, Marcel, been one of the drivers up there the whole season, struggled with getting the wins. I believe he has 1 or 2 wins. He has
He's
1.
got 1, I think.
Yeah. Storm also been up there the whole season. He still has yet to win a race. This might be his biggest opportunity right now, as Tim passes Harry Cooper in, I believe that was the 2nd corner. Harry's still with him though, but right now we have Marcel right on the back of Adrian Storm, going on to the long straight, and Marcel loses it. He lost it in the dirty air there. He did manage.
That happened to me once. I was using
Not necessarily. I just think he lost it being so close to Storm in that corner.
That's another chance of what happened.
You know, I've been saying that this is might be Storm's biggest chance to get a win this season, but you can't forget about Nino Romanello down in 3rd. He might be 6 seconds behind, I believe, but it is one of his definite favorite tracks, and I believe he's on the same tires as Storm.
Yes, he is.
He is so.
We've got James.
He is still in it, as we see that Harry Cooper is slipstreaming Tim Burstalians into the 1st corner. He's going for the inside line. Tim goes.
I just want to say, Mike, when I said 11 cars to finish, I'm already wrong on lap 5.
Yeah, you're actually right there. As we see Harry Cooper go down Tim's inside in turn 2. And, Tim makes a good switchback move going into turn 3 and gets past Harry Cooper again. And I believe this is the only battle we have to watch right now, as Marcel does have front wing damage. He's staying out, but he's losing time to Storm.
Everyone's saying restart, but if you crash out, it's your own fault. So,
that is the thing.
There should be no restart.
For people crashing out, we can't restart a race because of that. It's something that can happen in a race that easy.
It's like in real life. If you crash out, that's it.
If there was 5 drivers left already, we could. And as Tim loses it in the fast.
It's the same as Marcel.
Left, right, he's actually done the exact same, or just that Marcel was behind someone. Tim had clean air, which promotes Harry Cooper to 8th.
Yep.
And Tim goes right into the pit.
I think a close battle is James Sands and Jared, I agree. But that's at 1.9 seconds.
who should we look out for now then? I can see that the smallest gap we have right now is right behind Jared Fosbury. It is James Sands, who's been struggling, but today he's showing that he has pace.
I know Jared gave James a setup, and it looks like James is liking it right now. And that's the mysterious setup I was talking about
I'm telling you,
earlier.
that is my setup.
Yeah. I believe we use the same setup.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
As well. Yeah.
As we see that James is going into the pit, that is an early pit stop over to the soft tires. Unbelievable enough. 8 drivers out and no safety car.
If everybody finishes though, everyone's in the points.
Well, that is true. And impressively enough, Marcel with that front wing damage, not losing too much to Storm.
I think we may have yellow damage. Like I said earlier, if you have yellow damage,
yeah,
then that's the
like limit. That is kind of the thing. You can go with yellow. Yellow, you can still go flat out in the left, sharp, fast left right. Turns orange, then you gotta start thinking about it. You can see that Storm might have a 2.5 second gap, but when you get these views, you can see that Marcel isn't that far behind. He is within striking distance, and there is a second stint where Marcel gets his wing back. With good pace, he might be able to get back.
One to watch is Jared as well. On them soft tyres, if he has incredible pace on them supers at the end of the race, then don't count him out for the win just yet.
Oh, you do have a point there. Jared is there, and I just fear that Jared might go a little passive, considering that 4th place could really make it in his favor in the championship now.
Yeah, I think you said earlier the gap difference between him and Patrick Suarez is only 30 points.
So it's 30 points, but as it stands now, and Harry Cooper is out.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust, yeah. Gonna see if we can have a look at where his car is.
If the race finishes right now, Jared Fosbury leading the championship by 42 points. His Renault teammate. And I'm not sure how many races.
I believe Cooper lost it out of the fast left-right actually, just as Marcel did and Tim did. Difference though is obviously that he did not have that much luck and managed to straighten enough to just get front wing damage.
I just want to point out, we started with 18 drivers and half of the grid have crashed out.
Yeah, my prediction went now too.
Didn't you say 8 drivers or some? I think you said 8 drivers. I might be wrong.
You know, I can't actually remember if I said that I thought 8 will finish or 8 will retire.
Your memory's awful.
But
your memory is actually awful.
It is, I'll admit that. Everybody knows that.
It's like calling it a goldfish.
But we still have a lot. We still have, well, not a lot. We still have half the grid. To be fair though, when you look at league races around Baku, you're usually not ending up with more than half the grid finishing in the end. Usually you end up with few drivers. Obviously not among the top tier drivers like the fastest and most consistent drivers, but with lower tier drivers you're usually ending up with like between 5 and 10 drivers finishing. My experience at least.
Yeah, like in F1 tomorrow, if we had 18 drivers tomorrow in F1, I think there'd only be like 4 or 5 retirements.
No, I
Just
think more.
because you think more.
Yeah.
I'm just saying 4 or 5 retirements because everyone in F1's usually cleaner in F1, to be honest, and just practice more, better at the game, I guess.
Well, obviously the F1 drivers are, for the most part, better drivers. No offense to the F2 drivers, but
Yeah, I
it's
just
just
saying
how it
about
is. And usually with
yeah,
better drivers, they also have better car control, stuff like that. And you see it, the lower divisions, the more the retirements usually.
yeah.
You see it in pretty much every league, and
I can't remember the last time I raced here in a league race.
oh, me neither, but I probably retired.
Oh, Explosions is now gone.
As
Thanks
we
for
have
showing up.
Tim out of the race too, and 8 drivers left to fight. Can we please get a safety car this time? Just please, pretty please. No.
No, there's so many retirements and haven't had one safety car. Alright,
Well,
before Jay asks the question, who's gonna crash next? I'm gonna say Billy.
the thing is, it's hard. I gotta say, Aaron predicted 7 finishers, he said, so that could still be true, but next car, I don't know. I think I gotta go with Shane. As we see that Marcel... No, Marcel is not bidding. Nino and Storm is bidding.
Storm's actually had a wing change. So that's
You know, that is pretty
Marcel.
interesting to see that Marcel is the one not pitting, considering we know he has a broken front wing, but you said Storm had to. Oh, he got to have had, considering Nino got out ahead of him. And they're both going over to soft tires, which will definitely take them to the end. Jared might be the one in the best position right now. Just 10 seconds behind Marcel. Soft tires, he will be on the quickest tire in the end.
A safety car will be perfect right now for Marcel and Jared.
Well, not for Jared. He's gonna, if he gets a safety car now, he's gonna go on the supers and stretch them.
Yeah, true, to be fair.
I can't say I know how far you can go on the supers there, but considering these guys pitted on lap 10, taking them 16 laps then would be a stretch.
I think if I was racing, I'd probably pit lap 11, lap 12 on the supers, see the softs.
Don't worry, Luis, you don't need to think about that. We would have crashed already. Together with me.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Probably cross together.
Look at us, the optimism for our own racing around there.
As if I will race tomorrow. And
difference though, I really like this track, you don't.
I hate this track, yeah.
As we see that there is, well, Storm and Nino. We might see a battle there soon as Marcel pits now.
It's going to be interesting to see when Marcel comes out compared to Storm, because they both have wing changes. So,
oh, but he's behind, Storm's but it's not ahead. Far behind.
Yeah, it's about the same gap, I think.
We might have had a few retirements, but it's looking like we're gonna have a battle between Nino, Storm, and Marcel. Jay has found a tactic to not crashing around Baku, Luis.
I'm going to drive around with the pit limiter and just drive the pit limiter on all race.
I mean, you're probably not gonna crash them, but you're probably gonna end up being lapped like, I don't know, 10 times.
Well, I'm guessing as well what Jay's thinking. If you don't crash, everybody else does. You just pick up the pieces and win the race.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody will crash though. That's the problem with that theory.
But if you've seen the sprint race in PSL last Wednesday, if it's like that tomorrow, you never know.
Well, fortunately, some of the drivers in that race aren't here.
Yeah. Like Jack Hoyle, on Wednesday, dominated the 5 lappers.
But look at this though, Nino is reeling Jared in, and that gap between Jared and Nino isn't big anymore. I think Nino might be the one running away with this win. If he, of course, manages to keep it out of the wall for the last 13 laps. Although Storm is right behind.
Wait, Nino's got... Oh, yeah, Nino's in the net lead. Because Storm and Marcel both have wing changes.
Exactly.
I did not think about that. Oh, well, Nino just hit the wall, but just move on from that. As Sane gets a 5-second stop go for speeding pits. Which I don't know how you do that, because there's a chicane there.
Well, if you really hit the throttle after the chicane, it's very manageable to speed in the pit. Jared though, he's losing a lot of time right now, and I don't know, being on that's soft tire first, he's gonna have a work ahead of him for the last few laps.
But is it too early now to pit for new supers to the end? Or will he do like one more lap, do you think?
I think pitting to the supers now,
it looks like he is.
You probably can make it, but they're gonna be so horrible at the last few laps, and with sections like Castle, the fast left-right, you don't want to have horrible tires around this track.
I believe Nino just caught Jared 2 seconds that lap.
He did, and the gap is only 5 seconds now, and you can see that Storm is keeping up with, he doesn't manage to catch any, but he is there, and I think Jared will probably go 1 or 2 more laps before he pits. If he goes 2 more laps, we can see Nino catching him before that.
I think if he pits this lap, it should be easy to the end. If it's a lighter car with the supers, I think it should be easy to the end now.
Storm in the struggling Mercedes team this season. Going through cast. Oh, looked like he almost clipped the inside curb there. Well, not curb, but wall.
Less than 4 seconds now between Jared and Nino. Jared's
and Billy is out, and we're down to 7 cars, and Aaron might be right with 7 cars finishing.
I'm not laughing at Billy crash, I'm just happy that I got it right.
You actually predicted something right for once.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything. It's not like I'm predicting everything right, so...
I'm just going to the lottery. And Jared, is he staying out? Jared's staying out another lap.
And I think we might see Nino catching Jared at the end of this lap then, because the gap is now 2 seconds.
I don't know what... This could be like a massive strategy from Jared, and we'll be apologising after the race, but...
No.
Right now, it seems quite...
You gotta think about it. He's gonna be in 6th place when he pits. After he pits. So that means, like, even though he's gonna be on quicker tires, he's also gonna have to pass 5 drivers.
But I believe James Sands will have to pay again, because he's done 8 laps on his softs already.
Maybe. Those soft can go... Oh yeah, maybe actually. But look at this though, Nino only 1.5 seconds behind Jared as we go into Castle. And you can see that Nino goes into Castle with much more confidence than Jared right now. And he might actually be inside DRS when they go down the straight.
I think he will be. I think he will be, yeah. You can see how
as they go into the right-hand corner. Nino takes it. Jared takes a better line through that corner. Takes it wider. Probably what's got him that 1/10 there.
Yeah.
But I still think we will see Jared pitting now, so...
Yeah, he's turned ARS down.
Yeah, and considering he's going into the pit.
Could he be ultras, maybe?
No, I don't think he's going on ultras.
Nah, he's going on supers.
He's going on supers. He's now down in 5th. Yeah, down in 5th. I don't know why I said 6th, but yeah, 5th.
I think he said 6th before really crashed, maybe.
Maybe. But for the moment, it's looking like the win will be between Nino, Storm and Marcel. I'm just saying none of us predicted Nino on the podium.
Yeah, no, I think that was a mistake from us. Like, we know Nino likes his track.
Yeah, but I kinda thought he was going to go out in Castle.
Yeah.
For now, I believe he's the one driver out of all of the drivers left who hasn't had damage. Although I'm not sure about Charlie and Shane. Or James when I think about it. Yeah. Alright. Well, Jared has not damage. One thing's for sure, with Jared being on the super soft, he will give us a little entertainment when he catches up to James.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Jared now, because there's no battles. And it looks like he's just loving them supers right now.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of just waiting for Storm to like start to catch up to Nino, but it just doesn't happen. He's kind of staying with him, but he's losing slightly.
If Nino makes one mistake,
as we can see, Jared passing the line, and let's stay on board this lap because I'm pretty sure we will see a new fastest lap now as he goes into turn 2, and he's already catching up to James pretty quickly.
3.3 seconds.
And look at that, it just looks like he has so much grip.
Yeah, just chucking the car into the corners. As Storm
I saw that, the time penalty. I don't know if anybody... I don't think that many drivers have penalties.
I think so. I think that penalty's going to cost Storm. Maybe a podium.
Well, Marcel is just above 3 seconds behind, so he can't afford to lose any time to Marcel. So we see Jared going through the castle section.
Down to 2.1 seconds between him and James. And in the first sector, I believe it was like 3.1, 3.2.
I believe Nino's fastest lap was a 1:42.2. And Jared looks to be over 2 seconds up on that lap.
Jared, yeah.
Well, can't act too surprised about that. He's on the quicker tire. It is later in the race and a lighter car, so...
Yeah.
And look at this, James now just over a second ahead of Jared, as he does at 40.5. Obviously that was with pushing the whole lap. Now he has catched up to James. Can he do it on this first straight or?
I think too far back on this straight. If I was Jared right now, I'll just look up the ERS, put it down to 0.
You know, if Jared is thinking too much about catching the cars ahead, I think he's getting front wing damage on this lap. He's able to have more pace through the corners than James, but it's not too many possibilities right now.
By the way, it looks like Storm's caught to Nino a little bit.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is kind of good. As Jared is right behind James, he's looking relaxed behind James now, not taking too much of a risk. But they're coming to the long straight now, and I can promise you Jared will be going past. Quick question, Lewis. Do you think Jared can go out in the fast left-right now?
No. I think
Damn it, I was hoping you would say yes. Well, they go into the fast left-right-hander. He does not do that, and he will definitely pass James.
Just got too much grip on them supers.
But look at this though, Nino just 8/10 ahead of Storm. As Jared goes down the inside on James.
James, it would be silly for James to defend.
Yeah, I mean, he probably knows that.
Ooh.
Late on the break there. But we gotta take a look at Nino. Oh, and I think Nino might have front wing damage.
It looks like it. Looks like he's lost his front left end plate.
He has. And that's why Storm has catched up. But Storm does have that 3-second time penalty, so he needs to get past and pull away.
If
Nino touching the wall there as they go into Castle.
If Nino holds Storm up, this is good for Marcel to catch him up.
Oh, Nino going wide there. He's really giving it his all to stay ahead now. And Storm with a bad exit there.
Yeah.
This might just about be enough to keep Nino ahead of Storm. 6/10 before the fast corners.
Nino's got quite a lovely arrest to burn.
Oh, you do have a point there. And he didn't look like he lifted too much in those corners, but we do have Storm right behind him.
Look at Nino.
He's not going to go for it on this lap. He turned down his ERS before the braking zone, so...
Always. He had a much better exit though than Nino.
Oh yeah. We'll either see Nino get his third victory or Storm his first victory. Well, you can know, yeah, Marcel can maybe get it too.
Yeah, I don't think Marcel has a penalty. So
as far as I know, Storm is the only one with a penalty. I'm not going to check that either.
Yeah, ruin the end of the race.
And Jared is still 5 seconds behind Storm, and it's going to be harder to catch up to these three guys.
Look at Nino, he's struggling so much.
He's struggling in all the right-handers right now.
Look at the gap between Storm and Marcel.
It's going down.
3.1, and now it's only 2.3.
As they go into... I think Nino kinda... Oh!
He must have more damage on that.
No, it doesn't look like he had, but it looked like he was going to go out for a moment there.
Yeah. Storm with the wider line for the better exit, sorry.
And look at this, Storm is close now, and Nino is struggling so much with his front wing. He won't be able to keep Storm behind on this lap.
Yeah, I think Storm's got him.
And Storm has him around the outside. Nino can't break that late now either with that front wing, but he's trying to. He's trying to challenge into the corner, but he just can't.
No, Marcel just needs to catch Nino, get past him quickly. Then he could still win this because of penalties.
Yeah, but you know, Nino can still win this too, you know. He's not that far behind, and you can't look away from the possibility of Storm catching a wing damage.
I think Jared could be in a good spot here for the podium.
He could be, but he's still 3 seconds behind Marcel. He's not catching up that quickly anymore.
I think if Nino gets more damage or crashes out, then obviously
oh, Nino really pushing it with everything he's got now with that damaged front wing. He's outside a second now, so I do believe he can't challenge Storm anymore for that first position. And he runs wide in that corner. And the gap is going down faster and faster now. Up, I mean. But Marcel is still there, and he's closing in on Nino now.
Just outside of DRS as well.
On this lap, yeah, but not on the next lap. Although Nino is doing well with that damaged front wing. All he can hope for right now is that Storm picks up a wing damage.
I think Jared still could get P2. If Nino
I don't
holds
think
up
so,
Marcel,
because
if Nino holds up Marcel and he's only 2.5 seconds behind, and much fresher tyres as well.
Well, 6 laps old supers aren't really fresh tires anymore, especially not if the driver is pitted from the supers on lap 10. Yeah.
Just want to point out,
I don't know, it's definitely not settled yet, but I do believe we will see Storm picking up his first win in F2 this season. Of course, Marcel, if he gets past Nino fast and catches up to Storm and gets within 3 seconds, he can still get it too.
The gap to, why is the gap just between only 3.3 between Marcel and Storm? So if he gets past Nino, speeds up a bit, then he's definitely up there. And look how close Marcel is to the Italian.
Oh yeah, but this is too close. He doesn't want to be right up his gearbox. Looked like he backed off a little into that corner, but he's still so close that he's already past Nino now. Well, almost. There he is. And they go into the first corner, and I don't think Nino can fight that much back now. He doesn't... Nah, he doesn't even try it. But the gap between Storm and Marcel, 2.8 seconds. We know Storm has a 3-second time penalty, so he needs a couple of more tenths. But it looks like Marcel is actually...
Has Marcel got a win this season?
Yeah, he has 1 win, I believe. And Jared still 2.2 seconds behind the... How has Jared lost time?
He's got Red Bull right behind him. He's got Shane right behind him.
Oh yeah, so he slapped the Red Bull, I believe then.
And if I was a Red Bull, stay out of Jared's way. Because the Red Bull
Look at this
lapped.
though, Marcel is catching Storm pretty quickly now. It's down to almost to 2.3. Oh, 2.4.
Storm got damage from chance. Oh, Storm got an awful Red Bull glitch for me. And it doesn't look like he's got damage.
Maybe there's no damage, but Marcel might just have a little more pace.
And the Red Bull of Shane has just got damage. So I'm sure Jared's relieved about that. And look how close Jared is to Nino.
And Jared, he's looking at yet another podium this season.
I'm sure Paco Suarez has got his head in his hands of crashing out.
I'm telling you, if Jared picks up a podium today, it will be his 13th podium this season.
Jesus Christ. He could just say it's too easy for him in F2.
That is a lot of champagnes splattered from him.
Yeah.
As we see, Jared goes down Nino's inside. Well, he tries at least. Nino try to hold. Oh, and the Red Bull spun behind them. And Jared has just done the switchback, but it doesn't have the best line here now. He, however, manages to get past them. What a move it was in the end.
I was just on board with Red Bull, and how the hell did he spin there?
That's a good question. Curb? Nah. Probably just put down the power too early. Too much. Worn tires.
Maybe, but I've never seen anyone spin there before.
Wait, worn tires is on fresh shoulders. I don't know then. But I think the battle between Jared and Nino has costed Jared too much. He's too far behind now. And Storm is fighting back. The gap is 2.9 between him and Marcel. It's just about 3 seconds now.
Yeah. If this was the end of the race, Storm would win. Just by a tenth or so.
Yeah, as it is right now, he will.
But Marcel
needs 2 laps left.
Oh, Marcel runs really wide into turn 1.
And you know, Nino isn't completely out of the battle here for a podium. He's managing to keep up with Jared somehow. He's still within DRS.
As you see in qualifying, Jared can crash in pass reception. So that must be going through Jared's head for these final 2 laps.
Oh, and Nino realized he outbraked himself. Yeah. And that is him out of the podium fight then. And he actually might be a little dangerous. Looks like the gap between him and James 4 seconds. Almost 5.
I believe James.
But look at this though. Well. The gap between Marcel and Storm. 3.
Marcel's pushing.
2.9. There is so little between.
Marcel, I was just said Marshall. Marcel is pushing to the limits. Yeah.
Well, they both have ERS, but Marcel is the driver who has the most ERS at the moment. Jared is low on fuel, so he's out of the battle. But Marcel lost 5 tenths in that in the last 3 corners.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He just had a massive tank slapper.
Oh.
The corner before the Viking corner.
6 tenths, 1 lap.
Hence, I'm gonna go and board the Storm. You're going for the Marcel.
I am sticking on with Marcel, and he's absolutely chugging that car in the corners to get the most out of it. He's catching slightly. I don't think any of them have ERS. And it's 3.5, so Marcel has catched 1 tenth on this lap. 3.4.
All it takes is one little mistake from Storm, and it's all over.
And it's one tiny mistake from Storm, and he loses the win. If he just keeps it clean for the through this last sector.
Castle section, it's all clean.
Good castle by Marcel. I lost a little too much pace on the top there.
Looks like Storm ran a bit wide.
3.4. Like, Marcel did not have a good exit.
Yeah. Imagine after all this, Marcel had a penalty.
That would be quite funny. As Shane is out on the last lap of the race. As we see Marcel still trying, he's not giving up. Through that fast left right-hander. It is
I think
3.4. But I do believe Adrian Storm has just gotten his first IRL F2 win, and what a relief it has to be.
Yes, he has.
And he has by 3/10. So he barely managed to keep it. As we see Jared weaving over the line.
P3.
Definitely satisfied with that third place. Then we have Nino coming in fourth. James in fifth. Charlie's still out there and will be the last driver to cross the line, as only 6 drivers actually finished the race today.
That's just crazy. Like,
obviously those 7 drivers will get points, as Shane did complete over 90% of the race. He will get the points he would have had. I mean, he said he wanted his points, so he got him, considering that.
I think this could be like a rising form of Storm, because he's been up there with the leads, but had too many incidents to get the win. But after this win, I think his
had luck, and also he's had a few strategy bottles.
Yeah, like, as you remember, Spain, he could have won that race, but he had a puncher.
Kind of funny, the first race he races with his Nexus account, and he gets the win. As we see Charlie Sampson passing the line in 6th place.
I'm trying to say as well, Sondre, the first race with you, when you leave 2-2-2,
yeah, true. Maybe the new thing is changing names before the races.
Maybe that's going on with me recently in PSGL.
Gonna see a new Lewis Marshall account then, LM48.
Oh, let me just join VSR. Matthew, wink wink.
Sorry Marshall, you're not that quick.
Maybe the PSGL team.
And then the top 6 of the day is Adrian Storm with his first ever IRL F2 win, ahead of Marcel Holler, then Jared Fosbury in 3rd, Nino Romanelli in 4th, James Sands in 5th, Charlie Sampson in 6th, Shane in 7th, who crashed on the last or second to last lap. He will get points. Then we have Billy Mossum, Tin Bruce Dellins, Harry Cooper, Tyler Thomas, Paco Suarez, Jeremy Pope, Lee Kelly, Callum Anderson, Lance LeBrun, Chris Ryan, and Jonathan Carton, all DNFing. And that is a lot of drivers with a DNF today.
What a crazy race.
Yeah, but you know, it is Baku. Baku always provides a lot of retirements, in my experience. I mean, that is obviously for the drivers, that's unfortunate. For the people on comms, it's always it's always making an interesting race. So I know Storm does not have a mic. I believe he doesn't have a mic. We can try to see if he will get in for an interview. I highly doubt we'll get it, but
I've got a question for you. I'm seeing all the drivers in the chat saying drivers they Jared, but I think Jared's definitely up there, but I'll say Storm as well.
yeah, I would have to say Storm myself. No offense to Jared, but
yeah, Jared had a great day.
Yeah, he did. I just think Storm had the better drive today.
I think, yeah, with the pressure with Marcel, and with that penalty as well.
Yeah, and the fact that he was able to still get it.
Yeah, don't forget, like, Jared had...
By the way, Marshall, you know that nobody can hear you, right? I'm not joking, we're in party screen. as I'm inviting drivers to interviews. Well, you know, before we go back to that screen, I'll also invite Nino. Alright, so I see that we have Jared in the interview already, and I don't think we have neither Marcel or Storm here, so we'll start off with Jared. And Jared,
Well, yeah, it's, you know,
first of all,
everyone.
you know how
That was the
crucial it is
question.
to not crash in quali around this track, but you still managed to do so.
No. It wasn't a crash. It was dirty air off my teammate. I was helping
Yeah, it
him
was a
out with the
crash.
quality.
It
Oh,
was a
alright,
crash.
okay. But it's alright. I learned something from your book, you know.
It's
No,
definitely
Touche.
there to be Sondre.
trust me. When I crashed, I thought that's it. I'm not going to get anything. Not going to get a podium. I'm probably going to get either took out or I retire myself in the castle. But what's happened today is a miracle. I will have to thank the F1 gods because
Well,
I can't
talking
be
about
happier.
what happened today, your teammate Paco Suarez crashing out. You finished third. The gap now 45 points.
I'm happy where
Your
the
thoughts
points
on
are,
that?
but I was upset that my teammate crashed at the end of the day. He's still my teammate. He's a good mate, so I can't, pee him off too much. It was at first I didn't even notice he retired, and then until you and Lewis said he retired, I was like, wait, what? And I only just got past him. I would have lost a bit of my wing. But let's just say I had a smile off my face when I was like, see it. But he is my challenger for the title. But no, it was a shame because me and him worked probably in 2 races. We could have sealed the title for the constructors, but it still hasn't affected us with Lee also retiring. Unfortunate for him because he had an amazing pace. But there's one person who is in this party who I have to give the most credit for taking your setup, Sondre, what I used.
I knew it was my setup.
Yeah,
I had to use it because mine, I wouldn't have been anywhere near these lot. But James today has done an outstanding job. He was battling with me. I was very surprised. I was like, hang on a minute, where the hell's he got this pace from, And then it was a nice little thorn.
Alright, so we'll settle that then. James just needs better setups.
Yeah, trust me, if James gets some decent setups, I believe next season I definitely believe he's going to be hopefully one of the titles.
James, use blizzards.
Nah, don't use blizzards, mate. It's not the best. I've used it and I always crash. But no,
Well,
honest.
you used Blizzard setup to right?
Yeah, that was blizzard.
Today, right?
What?
That was blizzard setup.
You know, the setup you got from me, that is Blizzard setup.
Oh, listen, right? All right. If it is Blizzard setup, then you stole off Blizzard, so I didn't steal it off you technically. But anyway, enough of setups. Let's congratulate James and Storm, Marcel, and unfortunate for Nino.
Well, we will get there, but first of all, it's you now, and that third place, as you said, starting in that position, and then you heard your teammate retired. After your teammate retired, what were you thinking? Were you thinking just taking it easy and make sure to get at least some points, or?
No. I saved a lot of fuel from the start after the chaos happened. I'm surprised that it survived. It's basically the Hunger Games part freaking 6, But I got through that, and then I started catching up with Nino. He made a mistake. It was 4.4. It went to 3.4, and then I had over 2 laps worth of fuel left. And I thought, let's save the softs because the softs weren't going to last me to lap 10. But since I saved fuel and all my ERS, I managed to make them last to lap 15, I believe. and then supers, and then I thought, yeah, I'm definitely going to get James. He did put up a fight, but and then I caught Nino, and even Nino put up with a fight with a damaged wing. What was surprising, and then he made a little mistake with his brakes. Other than that, I had to make a perfect move around the outside and then not switch back because I braked so early because I knew he was going to run wide.
We did see that.
It was a nice move. And then I just put the car into party mode basically to try and catch two outstanding drivers today who's done very well. Is Marcel and Storm. And Storm, congratulations, mate, if you listen to the stream for your first win. Well done.
I believe he is.
He is in the stream. Yeah.
So we'll just chill out now. I'm gonna relax because I've got a PSGL race in a few hours, so I need to.
Oh, I know. I have that too. But first, before that though, Jared.
Yes, man.
Round 16, Azerbaijan. You got your gap up to 45 points, and it's just 5 races left. Do you see yourself winning now, or do you think you're not just quite out of it yet? To put it easier for you, do you see any weaknesses for you with Australia, Monaco, Germany?
Oh, you
Japan
had to
and
bring
Brazil.
Australia up, didn't you?
That is the those are the last tracks. Which one is your
Australia,
weakest?
It's Australia. Australia, definitely. Japan I can kind of handle, but Australia is going to be the most chance. I believe it's going to be crucial for Paco. If I do well there somehow, with a miracle or anything, I believe I could still win. He's still in a chance either way. You know, I can't knock him too down. He's done a very good job all this season.
Definitely, but then what you're saying is basically that if you somehow manages to get away with more points than Paco in Australia, then it should take a lot to lose your championship then.
Yeah, but knowing me, you know my luck. It's going to be the 6th race. Every 6th race of my podium streak, I've always retired.
We do know you,
So-
Bottleberry.
We also know you, Bottle, but you know.
I'll take that.
But no, honest. Just see how it goes. You know, I always tell you that I will see how it goes next race. You know, I don't want to be cocky and all that. It's not me. All I can say is I've had a very lucky season. Especially start of pre-season when I was basically a whole second off Paco, and now this. So we'll just see how it goes, and you know, I'm possibly going to get 6th at most at Australia.
All right, all right.
4th or 3rd, but we'll just see how it goes.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, congratulations on your podium today. 3rd place.
And that's my
13th.
14th, I believe.
What?
13th, I think Sondre said.
13th, is it? No, I think it's 14th.
I think it is 13th. I might be wrong, but 13th or 14th still way more than the next person. So, still congratulations.
15.
And congratulations. No, and good luck for Australia.
Yeah, cheers, man. Thanks very much.
Okay.
And no, he does. Good, just give me a moment. Alright, so Lewis, you wanna take away the next interview then?
Yeah, can do.
Alright, go ahead.
I know you've been practicing a lot today with like Lee, Jared, Paco. What was you expecting to finish in the top 5 today?
I mean, when I was practicing earlier, I was only a second off of Jared's time, so I know me and him would be close battling, but when he was on the ultras, no, not ultras, supers, he just flew past me. Like the minute he got past me, he just took the 2 seconds out of me within the first 2 sectors.
Yeah, I was on board with that.
I kind of knew I would be up there with the like top runners, but I didn't think I would be taking time out of the top runners on old softs, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, your pace today was great, and like what Jared said earlier, if he had better setups, you'd be up there fighting for podiums and maybe wins even.
Hopefully, but that will come in time.
Yeah. Sanjay, you got any questions?
Oh, you know I always have questions. So, James, haven't had the best season so far, but your fifth place today, is this like kind of making a statement? I want to be up there the last part of the season now, or?
Um, I mean, yeah. Um, it's always good to try and fight with the top guys, and yeah, you may lose some, you may win some, but when you fight with them, you sort of realize that they're top guys for a reason, and then you've got to try and step up to that level and stay at that level for a consistent of the season. Whereas I've just been dropping up and down really, which is not the best thing to do.
Well, obviously, a lot of respect shown here, I see, and well, I mean, considering we are at the last part of the season and we do when the next season goes ahead, what do you hope for in the next season?
Uh, Better luck, but
We all do.
to be fighting with the top guys and maybe a championship contender next season. Who knows?
Well, the last thing you said there is an important thing to say. Who knows? Because nobody knows. We've seen in many championships before that people just
No,
suddenly lose pace, people gain a lot of pace,
just
and
Jared and Paco could be going up to F1 next
with
season. So
and
could be a
with
good chance.
only 5 tracks left, is there one particular track off those 5 you like think you can get a podium or at least a new another top 5 finish?
Australia, if I've got the right setup, but Monaco, I'm feeling good about if I can stay out of trouble and not get wing damage. I feel like I could be up there in the top five at least.
That's the first time I heard someone say good things about Monaco.
Although I despise the track, it you kind of well after the first few laps you kind of get a feel for it, and then it's just a groove throughout Monaco then until you ultimately crash.
Well,
Or
one thing's
hit
for
the
sure,
finish
I
line.
gotta talk to you about Monaco later because I never get in that groove.
I don't think even I don't. It's just more of enjoying it, well, enjoying league racing to league racing, not taking it super competitively or anything. Just enjoy what you do, really. That's how I look at it.
I don't think I could look
Yeah.
at it that way. Not me. I got to be honest about that. Well, I don't have any more questions then, unless you do, Lewis.
No.
All right. Well then, congratulations on your 5th place today, James, and good luck for Australia.
Cheers.
And then the next, I believe, is Nino Romanello, and he was in the lead. We're looking at the
Yeah.
win on his favorite track.
We were, but
So how
it
disappointed are
wasn't
you
to
now?
be. Very, 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 very.
Oh, that is a lot of worry.
Very.
Well, Nino, what happened? How did you break your front wing?
In
Just hit the
3
bottle.
caused me problems all flipping race, and I don't know, maybe lack of concentration or something. Hit it, front wing comes off, and then what goes downhill from there, shall we say?
Well, it might have all gone downhill, but you did manage to put up a fight to give up your position. You didn't just let people through, and
Yeah,
that was good to see that you didn't give up. You still went for it, and you might have lost out in the end, but you still
Yeah.
you did you think that you were still able to maybe get that win?
What with the wing damage?
Yes.
Probably not. I was losing so much time. Everywhere, every part of the track. Before I had the wing damage, I thought I was in control. I think I
Looked
was
like it.
cruising along. Yeah. So no, yeah. I think people just had more pace than me, like with my wing damage. So yeah.
Well, going back to quali then, you didn't exactly have the best quali either. You did set a lap
No.
on the supers, but you barely improved on your last lap.
Yeah.
So what
It
was
was
the case
mistakes
there?
all around. That was just mistakes all around.
All around,
Oh,
all
my
right.
qualifying was absolutely disgraceful.
Well, I
Um,
mean that does happen,
yeah.
but you still got away with P4, and I mean you're up there. I do think you're in fifth in the championship, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something
And
like that.
with the last 5 tracks of the season, anyone in particular you look to win at or get a podium or?
What are the last 5 tracks?
The last 5 tracks are Australia, then Monaco, Germany, Japan, and Brazil. Oh, I know you're gonna go for it at Germany.
Germany or Australia?
Well, I'm
Preferably,
definitely calling
yeah,
Germany.
preferably Germany. Yeah.
I know
Alright.
how quick you can be there.
Mhm.
Well, do
Yeah,
you have any
I'd
more
like a win.
questions?
So,
I know you do.
I want another one.
Mm. It would be your third, so
Mhm.
you're actually one of 3 drivers to win more than one race at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, Luis, do you have any more questions?
Nope.
Nope. Not the answer I wanted, but gotta go with it then. Well, for now, still congratulations on your 4th place. It was impressive
Yeah,
to see you
thanks.
trying to fight back with that
Mm,
front wing, but in the
yeah.
end, it was not much downforce left.
No.
And good luck for Australia then.
Thanks.
And I believe there might be 2 or 1 left. There is 2. So, first off is Charlie Sampson.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so first of all, you do have your mic on share, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Well, I mean, if I can't remember, if I can remember correctly, I believe you struggled lately with actually getting the points you want, and today's 6th
Uh,
place. I mean, you were quite far behind in the end, but you still got that 6th place. So, like, how did your race go? And yeah,
um, well, I was trying to avoid incidents by starting at the back, but that didn't happen.
Yeah,
no,
Um,
wait for a moment. Did you start at the back on purpose then?
uh, yeah, because I was thinking I don't really want to be going in with the middle of the pack into turn one.
Ah. All right, well that explains why you didn't quali. So starting at the
interesting.
back of the pack then, how was the first few laps from your point of view?
Um, it was carnage.
Well, we kind of know it was. Like, did you see what happened in turn 1? Because we saw cars spinning all around.
Uh, no, I didn't see what happened. I saw explosions had spun rounds, but apart from that,
I think we had 3 cars around or something at some point there. Well, with your 6th place today, picking up 8 points for McLaren. The McLaren has fallen behind Williams in the constructor now. Do you think you and Joe can still get 2nd place in the constructor?
Maybe if the Williams have a couple more retirements, but might be able to do something, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, gonna ask you the same question as I've asked a few of the others. The 5 last tracks on the calendar is Australia, Monaco, Germany, Japan, and Brazil. Any of those tracks you're looking for a good finishing result?
I'm hoping for another wet race at one of them.
Yeah, I kind of thought you were going to say that.
Yeah.
And then by that, I assume you're looking at Germany, Japan, or Brazil then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. Well, first of all, Luis, do you have any questions?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, then, congratulations on your 6th place today, Charlie, and good luck for Australia.
Thanks.
And then our last driver in the interviews today, probably one of the most disappointed drivers today, Paco Suarez.
Hello.
Castle section didn't treat you well, did it?
Neither my teammate in qualifying, so no, I didn't.
Well, I mean, you probably heard what the gap between you two are now, 45 points.
Yeah, I calculated that quickly. Um, really difficult. I think it's gonna be. I will continue fighting now until the end, until last race. You know, you cannot give up. But I
Of
think
course.
today something has shown up, and is that uh, consistency is really important because today, for example, we have to admit, that maybe Jared wasn't the favorite one, and after the qualifying more, well, less in this case. Everyone would have bet for Storm, for Marcel, for Lee probably, and today it has been shown that consistency is really important. You know that although maybe you start from a bad position, you have to be consistent, follow a normal pace, try to score points, and that is what Jarrett is doing almost all the races. So it's gonna be difficult. I think he's a really difficult rival. So I need a miracle. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you did
Bye.
almost cover it all right there. Did you have a question, Luis? I guess not. Well, with the last 5 tracks on the calendar, Paco, Australia,
Mm.
Monaco, Germany, Japan, and Brazil.
Mm.
What do you think about those tracks, and where do you think you'll perform the best?
Um, I think the 5 of them are good for me. Well, Monaco depends. If I'm on a good day, I might survive. If not, I will bottle. But yeah, now for Australia, that is the one that is coming next. My teammate has said that he's not as good, that he might bottle it. So I'm hoping for that. I think I'm gonna give 110% for the rest of the races. So I'm optimistic about it.
Well, if you're gonna give 110% for the rest of the races, what have you been doing until now, Paco? Giving 90?
Uh, we could say 99% because my concentration sometimes is a bit, well, disappeared.
Well, that's not a good thing. Well, I mean, if you, I'm gonna ask you as I asked Jared, if you lose points to Jared on Australia, What do you think is the scenario then? Do you think you will catch him then, or do you think you just can catch him but you won't catch him? What are your thoughts?
Now, now I don't depend on myself. I mean, if I win all the races, that
Exactly.
is really difficult. I cannot do it by myself. I need a bit of collaboration from Jared. Uh, so
I can say for
yeah,
sure
missing.
he's not gonna give you that.
No, yeah, obviously, but missing some points on Australia, yeah, it would be a big shock, you know. But you cannot say that it's impossible until it's demonstrated. Like in
Of
any of the
course.
5 races, if I don't do anything crazy, and he maybe in one of them crashes, you know, on DNF, that
Of
would
course.
give a lot of life to the championship. So uh, I don't know, mate. I still it has to be seen. We have to arrive to that scenario still. So we will see. We will see.
Well, it's good to hear a driver that hasn't given up yet. I see that we actually have two more drivers wanting interview.
I think
So,
Callum and Lee make my
yeah.
choice.
So, for now, Paco, not much to congratulate you on today with that result, but I can, however,
Congratulations on
say
your
good
buses.
luck for Australia then.
Thank you, mate.
I'm
And
just chilling here.
I bet you are, but nobody can hear you now. Alright, so those two wanted to.
Let's back an icon on stream.
Well, those are the last two to get interviews then.
Guys, I'm about
If
to
and
pack
when
an
they
icon
join.
on stream. Oh, shoot. That's what I was doing.
And we have Lee in, so I guess we're starting with Lee then.
Hi.
Legal.
And Lee, your pace looked brilliant today, but what happened?
Mm, don't know. Just in quality, my car decided to turn left, even though I was turning right. But and in the race, I don't know how that little contact forced my wheel to go off. But it's whatever. Can't change the result.
Of course, of course. Well, I guess we'll ask you the question about the last tracks too. So, with 5 rounds left, do you know the 5 tracks?
No.
Alright, it is Australia, Monaco, Germany, Japan, and Brazil. Which track?
Okay. I want to be up. I want to be up there every race, apart from Australia. Australia isn't the best, but apart from that, all of the tracks are good for me.
Alright, well, you want to be up there, but any of those races you really believe you will take a win then?
Maybe Monaco. I don't know for sure, but Germany as well could be one. But obviously, my teammate Nino, I'd say he had more pace. I'd say he would have more pace, and then Japan as well. I heard a lot of people who don't like that track. I love it, so hopefully that can be one. And Brazil, I don't know. Brazil, in my opinion, could be a penalty game.
Well, apparently the last 3 tracks are Storm's favorites too, so he'll give you a fight for them then. And well, not the result you wanted the daily with the crash. And your season, you've been up there, but you're out of the fight for a championship. So, like right now, are you thinking about anything in the standings, like championship or constructor, or are you just looking to get a more, get at least one more win or something?
Championship wise. Constructors, as me and Nino as a team are looking to stay ahead of McLaren. And when it comes to drivers, I'm looking to be in third behind the two runners who have just driven brilliantly this season.
Fair enough. Well, then, good luck for Australia, I guess.
Thank you.
And the last driver, Callum Anderson. The bottle skin himself. Well, it was another bottle today, though.
How did your brakes work?
Well, first of all, what happened to you? Well, you know that can happen. There is not too much to talk about your race today, so 4 to 5 last rounds. Australia, Monaco, Germany, Japan and Brazil. Any of those tracks you're looking for a good result, and in that case, what kind of result? Alright, well that's fair enough. I can't think of any more questions right now. Do you have anyone, Lewis?
I've got a question. Callum, will I get a walkout in this pack? Will I get a walkout in this pack?
Oh
45k.
my God.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
God damn it,
I'm looking
guys.
at it now.
An F1 race should deserve feedback
Oh,
conversation.
no, screw you,
Oh,
Callum. It
wow.
wasn't a walkout. Wasn't even a board. Screw you.
Alright, well, I guess we've kind of finished then. I can't think of anything more, so good luck for Australia, Callum. No worries. And Lewis.
Oh, apparently Storm couldn't hear Callum, I think.
Did you have your mic on share?
No.
No. Do you have it now?
Melt.
Yeah.
Alright, so Mr. Bottleskin, if you could
Yeah.
explain what happened to you in your race again?
There was a jam on the stream, so I looked away for a split second, and then there was a corner, and obviously, you know, yeah, there was just hit the barrier, and that was
Basically, you lost focus for a small second, and then it was all over.
yeah, it was like less than a second.
Well, you know that happens. As for the 5 tracks I mentioned and the result you wanted.
Not really good results, to be honest. Just finish. That's all I want.
Well, I mean, that is
Did
fair
you want
enough.
points? You'll be happy with 11th.
Yeah, to finish, don't you? But, you know.
Well,
I like some points, but you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Well,
the way it goes.
then I guess good luck for Australia.
Thank you.
And then it is the two of us, Marshall, and...
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, yeah.
How was today's race for you? Like, did you have a good start or anything?
Wait, who were you asking?
You.
About what?
If you had a good race.
I had a good... I wasn't racing.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it was only
well,
messing around.
nah, I mean, the race was good for me. I mean, a lot of retirements, but that was as expected, you can say.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I got to give my driver of the day vote to Storm.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Jared is definitely up there. Driver of the day,
Definitely, I just have to give it to Storm today because he was able to keep his cool when he had that penalty and had to get 3 seconds. Over 3 seconds. And, well,
not
Luis,
doing
do you have a
anything.
moment of the race then?
No, not really.
Paco out in Castle.
I was thinking more Jared's into Castle in quali.
Yeah, that is a valid point. That is a valid point, but I would have to say Paco out in Castle in the race. Because, let's be honest, we all thought Paco was going to win at that point.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I think we are finished for today then. I can't think about anything else I would bring up. No, so make sure to catch IRL F1 tomorrow at 4:15, also around Baku. Hopefully more finishers there, although I'm expecting myself to crash out, unfortunately. Just me and this track. As for next week, IRL is back on Saturday with F2 at 4:30 around Australia. F1 will be next Saturday at 4:15 around Australia.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah. I've been your commentator today, Sondre Sorhaug. I've been joined by Lewis Marshall. For now, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button, and you'll be notified for the races. For now, good night, and thank you to everyone who's watched.